What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today, in the world of indie games, we're going to be checking out a title called Dreadful River. This is a game that was made by the creators of the Enderal mod for Skyrim, and it really fills my heart with joy seeing modders take on, like, their first major indie project, basically. Because modding is one of these tremendous things that infuses so much life, and there's so many good ideas in the modding world, especially in the case of like total conversion modding, which I'm a big fan of in MechWarrior, I'm a big fan of in Kenshi. There's a lot of games where I employ a lot of total conversion mods to really enjoy the title even more. And so I love to see developers take the jump from free modding and not making any money to making actual full commercial products and putting that to work, you know, creating a life for themselves that they like. So Dreadful River, what is it? Well, the best thing I can describe it as is Flame in the Flood, but different. If you guys remember, about 10 years ago, there was a title called Flame in the Flood, and it was the story of a girl and her dog traveling down a river on a raft, and it was a survival game about basically trying to keep enough food, enough water, trying to avoid getting eaten by wolves, and it was a post-apocalyptic world where you were making friends and meeting people and delivering things and building up your raft. This game is like that, except that it's set in a medieval world that's in decline. From what I've seen of the storyline so far, you are an exiled king escaping your palace, and your goal is to take your crown to a warlock or a wizard or something like that, and they're going to restore your crown's power so that you can fight back the invaders. But you have to get there on a secret raft. You sneak out the back at night on a disguised raft, not wearing your crown and whatnot, with secret troops dressed like civilians, and you've got to sail all the way down the river to get to the place where the wizard lives in order to give you your powers back so that you can reclaim your throne. Along the way, you'll be doing crafting, you'll be finding potions, you'll be getting equipment, your little guys will be leveling up. And so honestly, this is a title that I think is fairly ambitious, but it's filling in a gap that I don't think I've seen filled before. That is just playing around with the idea of the Flame and the Flood, putting it in a different setting, and making a lot more gritty and granular and violent. I like that. So let's check out Dreadful River. We're going to play for about 25 minutes, see if it's something you wanted to add to your wish list or otherwise pass on. If after watching this you wanted to get the game for yourself, I do have a link for you down below in the description. The game's in early access, as you can see from the big red letters up here. I played the game for probably 20 or 30 minutes prior to the recording of this video. It's fairly simple and easy to figure out, which is I think is a good attribute of the game. And then you'll also find a link down below to my Twitch stream and my Discord, just in case you wanted to hang out live. We can pick our banner here. Ooh, I do like the Tree of Gondor over here. That's pretty cool. What else do we have going on? Oh, they've got like a leer or whatever. Ooh, big pimp cup, though? Okay. I do like the lion, though, too, man. That's a rad flag right there. I like that color motif. Let's do that one. So here we are at the beginning of the game. Here we are. So what's the situation, Krev? Well, the king is ill and the realm is troubled. You need to take the journey along the river. Take this crown and restore its powers. A rusty circlet, and why me? What do you want me to do? Where am I to go? You will receive a message when you get to the village at Colran. There is no time for more explanation. I will cast a spell that will allow you to pass by the camp of Royal Guard. It's better if they don't know about your departure. You think there are traitors in the Guard? Yes, that's why I've chosen some of your fellow students to accompany you instead. Okay, so here we go. At any time, you click on the raft and it'll give you a radial menu. It'll give you a number of choices that you can play around with. So we want to raise anchor for right now. And then once you raise anchor, we're going to go around this little oxbow right here, and the raft controls exactly like you expect it to control. It uses tank controls, I guess. So left and right are going to make the raft rotate, and then W and S are going to push the raft forward or backwards, respectfully paying attention to which way that the raft is facing. It's pretty easy to pick up. It's not that bad. It sounded complicated from the way that I described it, but I promise it works out okay. The first thing you're going to notice about this game is that it is utterly, devastatingly gorgeous. This is a game that is fantastically good looking. It's beautiful. Everything about it is done well when it comes to the graphics, from the shadows, to the lighting effects, to the skybox, to the environment, to the reflective effects. Everything in this game is done to the highest possible standard when it comes to presentation, and that's a very, very good thing. Let's head downriver. If you get off the boat, you are able to walk around. We can get off the boat whenever we want. There's no limitations on when you can hop off the boat. We can pull over here, for example, if we wanted to get off the boat, and we could walk around and we could gather herbs, or we could steal things from camps. It's up to you whether or not you want to stop. For right now, in the interest of showing off more gameplay, I think I'll probably keep us cruising forward. I don't think doesn't look like there's anybody in there, but there is loot inside the river. Let's grab this loot real fast. Sometimes enemies will drop loot too. This game does have combat in it, so you don't have to worry about this game being entirely peaceful. When you come across enemies, you are going to have to fight them in ship-to-ship combat, or you can jump off the raft and you can fight them on land. It's completely and totally your call. Everybody has their own individual health. Everybody has their own individual equipment, from swords to staves to armor to helmets and things of that nature. I want to see that developed further. That's a really good idea. As a fan of games that incorporate a lot of granularity, I enjoy the idea of having 10 or 15 party members on a raft, and I get to fiddle with all their stats and all their equipment. Like, that right there fills me with joy. I don't know what that was that we just picked up. It had a mushroom symbol, but it looked like a t-shirt. I don't know. I guess we could take a look. Let's look at the raft menu real quick, and we can manage. We can take a look at our crew. Well, it doesn't look like it was a shirt. So that's the good news there, but it looked like it had a mushroom symbol, so I'm still curious what it might be. Let me look at my inventory and find... Oh, it's a big mushroom behind a little mushroom. It looked like a tunic or something to me. Was I the only person that saw that it looked like a tunic with a mushroom in front of it? I don't know. Maybe I'm just a crazy person. One thing I would think would be cool is at night, if there was a torch somewhere on the boat that just kind of casually and softly threw light through the water and onto the shore over there. Maybe that's something we unlock later. I don't know if upgrading the raft and adding new parts to it or anything is in the game yet. I also don't know if there's any sense of meta progression or anything else. Ooh, look at that morning light coming through the trees. Looks about accurate for dawn where I live. The river? Sorry, I got carried away staring at the beautiful, beautiful effects. The river itself is procedural. It is not the same every time you played the game. So, for example, the last time I played, right after that mill back there, it did an oxbow bend, and right when I came around the oxbow bend, there was an ambush of guys, kind of like on a curve. This time it looks like they're hidden behind rocks over and off the side. So it wants us to prepare for the battle. For king and glory. As you can see, our wizards and our little archers are going to begin peppering their archer right there and killing him off. We'll take a look at the stat sheets in just a minute and see what victory actually means for all of us. We've got our leader right there in the center. She's holding up her sword like calling a charge. That's pretty cool. I don't want them to be able to help out their little pikeman guy. We kind of just want to pick him off and murder him at our leisure. Then we'll pull up on these guys. Is there any loot down that way? It's kind of hard to say. I don't know. Let's pull up on these guys. I can't just let them keep hitting me. Taking damage is not the best idea, but it does look like our projectiles have a physical presence in the world, meaning that our archers and whatnot, they have to lead the enemy before it fully counts. And as you can see, our pikeman in the back is trying to stab people now too. Let's go ahead and grab that from right there. Looks like we got 45 arrows of some kind. I'll probably have to take a look at my inventory in just a second and figure it out. I would like to see a mini map, actually, so that I can figure out, like, are these valid places that I can go? Oh, there's bad guys over here too. Yeah, shoot them up. Oh, we got too close. Their archers firing at us. Okay, let's pull up on the archer. Yep, drift at him like that, exactly. Tokyo Drift drive-by. There it is. I think that might be the first historical example of a float-by. Wow, there's a lot of enemies over here. We're like breaking through blockades. Yeah, kill him off. I don't know if these guys are giving us XP or whatever, but I'm totally fine with murdering them. Especially if they're just going to stand there and get murdered. Suppose we could attack from the shore at some point. Let's go through our inventory. I'm going to use a fish, and that'll give everybody a little bit of health back. They did get beat up a little bit, but we don't seem to have any massively awesome items that I can use on everybody. What's he shooting at? Oh, there's another pikeman right there. I didn't even see him in behind the rocks. It may be at least partially worthwhile for us to hop off and go on a little bit of an excursion. I don't see any points of interest. like ruins or like little cabins or anything else. There's something over there on the hillside, but I don't know exactly what it is. Can I go this way? Let's see if we can go this way. I also want to know how to catch the fish. Every now and again, there's fish around the raft, and I haven't quite figured out how to get them yet. Well, it looks like I can fry a fish. Go ahead and do that. In my crafting menu, it looks like we got fire arrows. Yeah, that's probably the sort of thing that's helpful when it comes to, like, defeating enemy boats that happen to be conveniently made out of wood. Boatman, push us up over here real fast. I want to take a look around. It'd be cool if the pikeman did, like, a little kingdom thing where he spears fish when you're, like, going by. If he's got nothing else going on and you're, like, not in combat, I feel like that would be really cool. It does look like we have Viking powers that allow us to kind of go up against the stream. It might have just been a bush back here, but I saw something on the hill, and I wanted to see what it was. We might be able to make a successful landing over here as well. Not quite sure. We'll throw an anchor. It does look like I can get off the boat. All right, let's take our party here. The animations when you are away on missions, they're fine. Like, the movement feels okay. It could be a little bit smoother. It could be a little bit less clunky. But aside from that, the attack animations should probably be tightened up as well to have a little bit more impact. I fought a guy when I was playing the game, just prepping for this video, and the combat didn't feel super weighty or satisfying. Now, obviously, this is a game that's going for kind of a RimWorld vibe when it comes to how all this functions. So, like, the combat is not going to be... Having amazing sort of Dark Souls fidelity combat is not going to be a major concern, but that doesn't mean it can't be tightened up a little bit, too. Looks like we've got some flowers and stuff over here. I would like it if there was a pop-up on screen when you picked up random forageables that said, like, you picked up 2 goldbriar. And so they have, like, names and things that sort of, like, bring you into the universe and teach you about the flora. I don't see anything else hiding back here. Back at the boat, there wasn't really anything over here. There was a couple of plants, and that was about it. So I think I'm going to hop back on the whip, and we're going to get out of here. Now, the downside is that while I was scouting downriver, there are a lot of enemies kind of in a little nook over there, and I don't know how that's going to go for us. So my suggestion is I'm going to heal everybody back up as much as I possibly can, and then we're going to hit them hard. But once we get up here, in order to deny all their archers the ability of firing at us, because that's a lot of enemy boats, I think what I may try to do... Man, he really got beat up. Oh, they pulled together. This might be a little tad more difficult than originally surmised. I need them to kind of like not be together because that's going to be more archers than I can effectively deal with. They've also got archers on the shore and whatnot. Ah, your bullets don't have collision and things either. They actually go through everything. Okay, so select targets first. We are going to need to fire at that guy. Yep, I'll fire on that guy since he's an archer. Perfect. Those guys are floating down river, so I don't think we need to worry about them just yet. You guys pepper them up. Yep, just keep those arrows going out. We just got to float very slowly so that we don't aggro the other group. There we go. Drop anchor. After dropping anchor... Oh no, I hit the wrong button. All right, it doesn't matter because there was a giant bush in the way. We are going to go ashore. Just kind of check and look around, see if there's anything we could pick up off any of these guys. Anybody drop anything? Like, can I have any of this loot that's on the side of the road? Like, there's like little bottles and stuff around. I'm curious if I can have them. Doesn't look like they dropped loot or anything on the sides, but I'm guessing other than the foraging, loot might be coming up next, maybe, like in the roadmap or something. Doesn't look like I can loot anything, so that's a little bit of a bummer. I was kind of excited to go into their camp and steal all of their stuff. Still, I guess you can't always get what you want. Let's continue down river. Oh, these guys are sleeping. Let's jump them while they sleep. Let's go. Oh, I was hoping we get some kind of damage bonus because they were sleeping. I really don't want that pikeman anywhere near me. I would prefer to not get piked right now. That would be my most favoritist. Okay, they're dead. They are dropping loot when they're in the water. Good, good, good. All right, give me the loot. Yup, let me get it. How much loot is up here? Okay. Got some arrows. We got some bread. We got a flour. And it looks like we picked up a rack of ribs. I love ribs. Ribs are delicious. They're nutritious. Let's take a look at this party roster and kind of see what's going on with it. So we've got Bjark Krog. We've got Quint Meltzar. We've got Mouthy Brondum. A lot of our guys are kind of beat up, aren't they? They're a little bit scuffed. Might need a little bit of help. What happens if I select them? Okay, so I can play around with their gear and equipment and whatnot. Doesn't look like we've actually picked up anything, though. Wonder if there's going to be like an economy and like gold and stuff they add to the game later on. Yeah, my two front archers are beat. Okay. Do they get health back while they sleep? Let's go this way. I like the right-hand path a little bit better. Oh, she's holding up a lantern, so I guess there is kind of a torch. Maybe if it had a little bit longer of a throw, illumination-wise. I didn't even notice that she had it. I thought she was just, like, holding her hand up to, like, survey the horizon, like to shield her eyes from the sun or something. I know it's nighttime right now, okay? Maybe the moon is very bright here. I don't know. There's a busted house over here? What does a busted house have going on? It doesn't look like they heal while they're sleeping. Are they at least getting stamina back? Hard to say. Maybe we should pull in right here and investigate. There's a little guy right there. What does the craftsman do? Hold on, hold on, hold on. No! Bring us back around. Oarsman. There we go. Craftsman, what do you do? The craftsman. Oh, we have money right here. Okay, fair enough. We have cash. So this is all the stuff that I have. And that's all the stuff that he has. I need to check and see what I can add. I wonder how I tell them to change over to fire arrows. The fire arrows do double damage. I definitely need... Oh, we've got muskets? This is an Age of Gun game? Oh, dude, that means that I can pull up and launch the starboard broadsides. Never forget, chat. It is April 1805. Napoleon is the master of Europe. Only the British fleet stands before him. Oceans are now battlefields. But yeah, apparently we've got guns in this game, so that's pretty cool. I need just about anything that will make my life better. I don't think that we can afford to upgrade the raft just yet. There's also chest keys. I already have a couple of them, so maybe it's not worth getting them. I don't know. They are kind of expensive. Where are the chests at? Do I gotta find them? Are they like secret chests that are hidden on the shore? I've got keys in my pocket that I didn't even know that I had. So I'm going to take your sticks, too, because walking around in the forest, I haven't found anything that really looks like a stick. Thank you, craftsman. Permission to come ashore? Oh, no. I cannot go ashore. I can go ashore on that side. I don't think you can launch onto, like, brown dirt. You can only launch onto grass. Seems to be the way that the mechanic works. All right, let's flip this thing around. Actually, if we're going to fight the enemy, I need to be on this side right here to protect my wounded troops. I also need to figure out if there's a way that I can specifically heal one person instead of having it spread the heal around. Oh, we have a map, too. So we're right here. We need to make it around one more bend, and then we'll be in Colran. I can't zoom out any further, because I was trying to show you how big the map might be, but I can't zoom out any further. I want to catch that fish right there super bad. Can the archers shoot him? No, the archers can't shoot him. So he can't, like, fit. I mean, there's got to... Fish are an item in this game, so there's got to be a way to get him out of the water. Maybe fishing hasn't been implemented yet. I don't know. We can swap out the arrows right here. Gotcha. Okay. So, like, if I have an archer, that archer needs to have fire arrows. Fire arrows are the dankness. There we go. Perfect. Now if I could just figure out how to heal one specific person instead of healing everybody on the boat. Frankly, I don't even know if it's an option. It looks like it just spreads it. So now we should be able to use a potion. And it should heal them pretty much up to full. All right, we got enemies everywhere. Let's bring the raft to a side. Dude, that was a sick drift move right there. I'd be so upset if I got styled on like that when I was, like, playing around with, like, fluvial combat. Combat in the fluvium has become violent. Got 2 more boats we got to deal with before we get to, like, Cornate or whatever that place is called. Honestly, sending the boat into a spin seems to be a really good idea to avoid damage, because the arrows, they don't track you. Like, they actually have to hit you. And so, like, setting up... Oh, a sword! I think those are just, like, mushrooms or something on the hill over there. There's more loot on this side, though. Actually, that might be ore or something. You got to put a big pause in when you say ore or something. Oh, they're juking me back, dude. They're better at fluvial combat than I am. Effluvial combat! Just keep shooting. See, like, I would think you guys would fire at the boat, considering you're shooting fire. Like, you don't even need to hit them. You just need to light the boat on fire. It looks like we're maybe out of stamina. Let me use a stamina potion. It looks like my archers are still firing. What is this, like a shop? Like a food shop? That's what it looks like to me. Yeah, I think this is like a food mart over here. Oh, it's a something mart. They got a little bit of everything. Ooh, they've got another bow, too. I can craft stamina potions. That'd be cool. The greater longsword sells for 150. I should really craft things, I think. Manage, and then we'll go to crafting. What can I make? So a healing potion takes lupine flowers and clovers. Na 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 na. Over and over. Boo doo 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 doo. I'm gonna make a bunch of fire arrows. It feels like a smart thing to do, but yeah, it sounds like we need to get off the beaten path and start finding some more herbs and things if we want to be able to consistently heal and fix up our units after they fight. It seems like they expect me to go on away missions a lot more than we are currently going on away missions, but we're almost at this town, and I want to see what happens when I get to this town. I didn't get to this town last time. I just kind of got to a point where I was like, yeah, I figured out this entire game. I know what it's all about. I'm ready to give my thoughts on it. I'm a professional. I do smart things. Let's go ahead. Oh, God. Somebody turned off the lights. Oh, God, the chuggies. There was so much chuggies. Oh, we got a recipe for a potion. Nice. So it appears as though the stuff you buy from shops can just come up from random drops as well. What is that right there? Why is there a campfire right there? Should I be nervous about that? The Eternal Crown. Dock at the settlement. Oh, yeah, dude. All they need... this game has potential. Like, it's early for this one. I can tell that it's early for this one. But this has potential, bro. This has big-time potential. So talk to all the people at the settlement. Krev Darun told me about the journey. If you want to gain knowledge about the crown, search ancient ruins. There's one here, so start there. There's away missions to points of interest. I was a little bit worried that we were just going to float down the river and that wasn't going to be in the game yet. It's an obvious thing that seems like it should definitely be in the game, so I was getting a little nervous here at 30 minutes in. All right, let's disembark. Oh, there's also, like, people here that we can... Oh, we can recruit as well? Oh, buddy. Okay, so... They're expensive. They're not cheap, but we can have 13 people on the raft, and I bet once we upgrade it to the next hull, we get more. So while we're docked here, can I look at the map to figure out where... Oh, the ruins are right there. Okay. Cool. It would be really rad, though, if there was a reason for you to stop in the wilderness. Like, there'd be little towers, and if you take the tower, it would have a cone of vision, basically with a lens, and you could just explain it as, you know, the hinge is worn out. You only have time to look once, and so you point it in a direction with a cone, and you click, and it goes squeaky, 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 and it reveals that area, and there can be stuff like super far inland, like little bandit camps and stuff that you can wipe out, or you can get quests from, like, various... There's so much potential here. This is a blank canvas at the moment. But with the graphics how they are and how the game feels, it feels pretty good to me. Oh, they installed a sail on my boat? Aw, thanks, bros. That was really nice of you. What does the smith have? Ooh, medium armors. And a heavy armor, too. An enforced crossbow. I want to see if the armor changes on my troops when I buy this. I seem to have a wee bit of a problem. I'm stuck in the blacksmithing menu. It won't go away, all right? I was hoping so much that we wouldn't hit any bugs today, but alas, we hit some bugs. I don't particularly know how to fix this. I've tried just about everything. I can't click any of the interactables here, so I just gotta hope the game has an autosave. Alright, so the good news. Bad news is there are some bugs. This is early access. The good news is the game seems to autosave fairly frequently, so I just closed the game, reopened it, and I was pretty much in the exact same spot that we were prior. It looks like there's also a magician here. So the magician, he sells... I'm guessing it's because there was a dialogue prompt or something open in the background. So there's a trader... He's got, like, general goods. It looks like there's the smith. I do want the armor, though. I wanted to check and see if my armor changes when I put, like, a medium armor on somebody. So, like, let's take one of my troops over here. We'll undock. We'll go to management. And we've got my character, sure. We've got medium armor on now. It looks pretty much the same to me, but I can't zoom in any further to make absolutely sure. It's kind of hard to say. But yeah, this is Dreadful River. I'd be lying if I said the game hadn't impressed me. This game is clearly early access. It's got some bugs, and there's definitely, you know, there's more content to be added and all that kind of stuff. But I will say this, the control of the raft feels good. The combat, a little bit clunky, could be animated a little bit better. But the soundtrack is good. The graphics are amazing. The music looks great. The raft control, which is what you spend 90% of the time doing anyways, feels really nice. I actually like controlling the raft. It feels tactile. It's not hard to figure out. I would like to have a little bit more control when it comes to food, like the ability to like have portraits for all of my soldiers and drag and drop food onto specific people, or have an option to split it amongst everybody. I think having both options would be nice, but so far my feedback is pretty much keep at it, developers. This is early access, but I've seen far worse ideas for an early access game, and as a big fan of the Flame and the Flood, who never really liked the art style of the Flame and the Flood, I like that this takes place in a medieval world, a fantasy world with magic and whatnot. That's something that I'm very excited about because that's my bread and butter right there. Like, that's the stuff that I like a lot. I'm assuming the flag tells us what direction the wind is blowing in, so it's actually blowing backwards right now, so I don't think the sail's gonna... Who's fighting over there? Are there interfactional squabbles? It seems as though there may be. So, like, who's fighting these guys over here? Man, we're cruising now. That's a pretty solid land speed right there. We gotta jump these guys quick. Oh, they're asleep. If they're asleep, you can just drive past them. You don't even have to fight them. Nice! Looks like we got a magic stick. We got a kebab or something. One thing, I guess we can zoom out, so that's okay. I was gonna say, maybe some kind of dithering or something on the... Like, I don't actually conceivably know how you would get that to work, but sometimes when you're zoomed in, you can't see through the flag. I guess the solution is probably simple. You raise the flag. That's probably what an intelligent human being would do. I was kind of wondering what would happen. The towns have recruitment. I was a little bit wondering what happens if you lose guys. Do these guys level up at all either? Like, do they have XP or anything? It'd be cool if they took it in a little bit of a Final Fantasy direction too, where you start out with basic fighters, and you start out with basic archers and basic wizards, and they have more specialized classes as they level up. Like, they can become necromancers, or they can become elementalists, or they can become, you know, cryomancers. Your soldiers can become lancers, or they can become claymore guys, or they can become javelineers, and like your archers can become, you know, riflemen, crossbowmen, guys that are, you know, doing all that kind of fun stuff. Like I said, this game has tremendous potential. As of right now, it's mostly just that, potential. They've got a really good first showing, so I think we'll have to keep an eye on it and see where it goes in the future. My name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of the indie games so that you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, we were checking out a title called Dreadful River. Tomorrow, we'll be playing something else. Thanks for hanging out, and that's about all I got for you.